Hello? Come here. Edward wanted to be part of the video, apparently. That's his opinion on James Charles, not mine. Alright, so I think the title of this video pretty much gives you a really good clue as to what I'm going to be talking about. But in case it's not clear enough, this is an open letter to LGBTQIA plus youth. For the purpose of this video, I will refer to the spectrum entirely as queer. So if you take offense to that, sorry about it. But more specifically, this is an open letter to James Charles. Unless you are living under a rock, even if you don't follow the beauty industry on YouTube, you should know that there's some tea going around, and some drama. And normally, I wouldn't want to insert myself, but I think this is just a good conversation starter in general for queer youth. So if you don't know what's going on, just do a quick YouTube search of James Charles and Tati. Go to T-Spill, go to Viewer's Voice. They have all the receipts. So I was watching some videos rather about it today, and some thoughts crossed my mind. And it seems to me that at least two of the boys that James was talking to that are being mentioned were bi-curious at the time they started talking, which is all well and good, and that's totally fine to be curious about your sexuality and to explore those options. It's healthy. And I suggest everyone explore their sexuality in some fashion at some point in their lives. Sexuality is fluid. You know, take a human sexuality course at your local community college. It's $80. Lots of education to be had there. But basically, it seems to me like the two big boys in question, were bi-curious at the time, and James probably got in his feelings and got hurt, which is fine. That's human nature. But what's not fine, and why people are coming for him, I think, is his reaction. Anyway, what's not okay is James's reactions to them telling him that they're not vibing, or that they think they're just straight now. Like, for the youth, and for James Charles included, if someone is telling you that they are exploring their sexuality or that they're bi-curious, keep that in the back of your mind. Don't immediately think you're going to seduce them or jump into bed. Maybe once they kiss, they already understand that they're straight. Like, that's perfectly normal, perfectly reasonable. And especially if you're looking for a relationship with this person, don't. Just don't. It's not going to end well. I am 31 years old, and I am still learning to this day, but dealing with crushes on straight boys, that is something that is old hat to me. I got a lot of experience in this arena. I have a lot of experience in unrequited love. Keep in the back of your mind that they are experimenting with their sexuality. It is, in all likelihood, not going to end in a relationship. At best, maybe a few dates, if they're exploring their romantic side. Because we all, in the spectrum of sexuality, we have, like, in bisexuality, we have homoromantic and, like, heterosexual. Like, one of my friends loves having sex with women, but dates men. He's homoromantic. And this is not to say that he doesn't have sex with men. He does. But he leans on the homoromantic side. So there are subsections within bi-curiosity and bisexuality. Maybe they are just curious about sex with a man rather than, like, dating a man. So keep in the back of your mind before you get hurt that this is not going to end a relationship. If it does, you are one of the lucky ones, and that is rare as fuck. Congratulations. But keep that in mind so that you don't react all crazy when they come and tell you, like, oh, I was just figuring it out, and turns out I'm actually not gay. Like, okay, move along. Whoop-de-doo. That being said, then, like, don't just go chasing after people that are already in relationships, that are married on Instagram. You can give a compliment, okay, and move on. It's just, you're gonna get hurt, and you're gonna land yourself in a heap of trouble, as exemplified in the situation that's going on. Just keep it mellow, keep it cool, have fun, and don't be crazy. Monitor and check your own emotions. And if you can't do that, listen to your friends when they're telling you to check your emotions. Your friends are your best resource because they have your interest at heart, if they're really, really good friends. That all being said, I think a word of caution should go out to the people who are bi-curious, or like bi-curious romantic, whatever subsection of that you are. Be careful and make it very, very clear from the get-go what the situation is, because you might get hurt, you might lose a friendship out of it if it boils down to maybe, hey, we could still just be friends. Like, that's fine, but make it very, very clear from the get-go so that you don't end up hurting someone, and so that you yourself don't get hurt. Like, conversation is important. Communication is key to any relationship, even if it's just like a casual fling. Before I meet someone up for fun, I make it very clear what I'm into, what I'm not into, what I absolutely will not do, and what I'm maybe open to exploring. Like, communication is very, very key in any instance. So just communicate, make your intentions known, make your limits known, and just have fun. But you also don't get to sit there and tell someone what their sexuality is. Like, even if they were just bi-curious and they were experimenting, you don't get to sit there and be like, oh no, you're gay. That's not for you or anyone else to say but the person in question. They get to decide what their sexuality is and when they express it and how. You don't get to be in charge of someone else's identity. I think it's important that this situation has arisen, especially with someone who's so popular, because it, like I said, opens the doorway for conversation with queer youth, because they don't get a lot of talk, you know? There's no handbook for being a queer youth. So seeing something like this play out, I think, opens the door for us older generations to reach out, and even like older, I'm barely older, gives the opportunity for us older generations to reach out and be like, hey, youth, this is how you not do that. So thanks, I guess, for opening the door for this conversation. I'll give you credit for that, at least. All in all, it is okay for you to be curious about your sexuality and to explore that and set your boundaries. But like I said, communication is key so that you can avoid as much hurt as possible on either end. I think another problem too is catching feelings too fast and too hard. Monitor your emotions. Keep them in check and you will be fine. Keep it in the back of your mind what is happening and what the story is, what the situation is, and you should be okay. You shouldn't get hurt too badly. Like, I know it's hard to not like someone, especially if they're really chill and really attractive. Being chill and attractive is cute. But keep it in the back of your mind what the deal is, and you shouldn't get hurt as bad. I think what James's problem might be is that he's falling too hard too fast for these boys who don't even know really what they want yet. And maybe they do. And maybe they're just like playing around with the idea just to really find out. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But communication is key and vital. I don't know really what else I can say on it, like, because there's still information that's coming out and being released, and we don't know everything. I'm a nobody, obviously. I have 20 some odd subscribers. I think I'm up to 24 now. Like, I'm no one on YouTube, okay? But I am a human person. I am an experienced queer man. And I have straight friends who have boundaries. I know what those boundaries are, and I know how I can flirt with them, because some guys do just like attention, and that's okay. Like, yay, I'm a flirtatious person. Let me flirt with you and give you the attention you want. I know your boundaries, and I will stay within those boundaries. Some guys' boundaries are saying, oh, just sit on my face already, and they will laugh about it and be like, maybe someday. Like, that's a little bit of a tease. And like, some people might call it gay baiting, but I'm totally fine with gay baiting, honestly. Because my friends are hot. I'm a flirty person, but I'm never gonna actually like try to do something with them. Now, if they initiate, I'm not gonna stop them. But I will make it very clear, like, is this something you actually wanna do? You know? Boom, bam. It's not that hard to communicate with people. Like, there's a difference between flirting and like continuously pushing the boundary. Once the boundary is set and you keep going past it, you're a little bit of a creep. On that note, I think that's all I have to say on the matter for now until more information is released. But I think what I've said so far is helpful and good, and I stand behind it. Explore your sexuality, have fun, be safe, guard your emotions, and everything should be fine. On that note, I will see you guys again soon with another beauty tutorial. So, like button somewhere below in my general crotch region. Subscribe. Sometimes I talk. Sometimes things are happening that I want to talk about. But I guess for now I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna go play games with my friends and be a geek. Toodles.